She ain't born, then she born.
You might have seen videos of ICE agents approaching protesters to say this.
Yeah, why are you taking my information down?
Because we have a nice little database.
Oh, good.
And now you're considered a domestic terrorist.
I mean, I know we're so far past this point, but like, if this random white lady that's just like following your truck around and like filming with her phone counts as a domestic terrorist, then that label has lost all meaning completely, right? Right? Like 9/11 was domestic terrorism, you know? Like fucking the Oklahoma City bombing. Like that was like an act of domestic terrorism. Like you knew the terrorists, right? Like them stopping you from arresting a guy in the grand scheme of American security, not very meaningful, right? But Trump is basically trying to hype up the notion that like the fact that Pablo and Jose are in your neighborhood, that they're like a secret sleeper cell of like crime and disarray. But in reality, it's ICE. Like he's created that force that he's warning everybody about. So funny. It's hilarious.
ID then, please?
I don't need
If not, we're going to put you in the vehicle and we're going to ID you.
In the last couple months, we've gotten more and more tips from government officials.
We're gonna put you in the vehicle and we're gonna ID you. What if I'm like, hell no? Like, what the hell? You're an ICE agent. Like, I'm an American citizen. You know what I mean? It's like, we're the Fourth Amendment, right? Like, the Fourth Amendment, you can't just throw me in the van. Like, I don't fit any description.
And people working at tech companies raising the alarm bells.
I mean, brown. Yeah, let's be real.
The way that technology
But anybody could immigrate here, like, obviously.
is being used by the Trump administration to achieve their immigration goals. Our reporting led us to uncover that the US government is flooding tech companies, including Meta, Google, and Reddit, with hundreds of subpoenas of the data of US citizens who have posted content that is critical of ICE.
Okay, like these are like the main places where you criticize ICE. I've already come to grips with the fact that the government's probably reading my shit, right? You know, like I just keep my nose clean and try to follow most of the laws, right? Because there's no way that they're not looking into like people like me actively creating content, getting hundreds of thousands of millions of views criticizing ICE, right? Now, luckily, I'm still a bottom feeder. Like, I'm still pretty low to the ground, but we are seeing some bigger creators get their shit fucked with. Like, you know, Aaron Parnas has complained. You know, there's a British creator. And mind you, like, I'm a TikToker. Like, that's my full-time source of income. So that's mainly where I'm oriented around. And that wasn't mentioned, ironically. But I talk a lot of shit on Reddit, too. I mean, Palantir can literally... You know, the new technologies that they have now are deliberately designed to tie you on every platform to a single searchable database. Like, that's the end game for them. And I doubt that technology doesn't already exist, to be honest. You know, and it being turned over to ICE is just the next logical step, in my opinion.
In the past, these types of subpoenas have been used for things like terrorism and child trafficking. They're seen as a type of emergency measure. Using them at this scale to uncover accounts that are largely political is unprecedented.
Get a real job!
A lot of
Get a real job. That's a good insult to me, because it's like, bro, you really must suck at everything. It's like, is this the only thing you do? You can't even be like a bouncer at a club. Like, you rather like rip fucking children away from their mothers and then send them on a plane to fucking Haiti or wherever the fuck they're sending these people now. Like, Jesus.
holders of
Plus they're like in ski masks, so it's like, you know, just getting dressed for work, it's like, okay, I'm about to go do some bullshit right now. You know, like, I can't think of a situation where me wearing a ski mask wouldn't be the signal of me doing some shit I'm not proud of, right?
social media accounts
Like, besides going skiing.
are Americans who are upset about ICE activity in their community and decided to start a social media account about it. Some of the legal experts we spoke to raised questions about whether this is a challenge to people's First Amendment right of expression on the internet. The two administrative subpoenas that we were able to read through are for social media accounts like Facebook and Instagram. This is the Montco Community Watch account. It's a small account dedicated to Montgomery County in Pennsylvania, largely posting alerts to their community about the presence of ICE.
And look, that's legal. Like, you can post where law enforcement is, like, they're public facing, right? Like, the thing is, like, they're trying to like set these ICE stings up like they're some, secret agent, like, we got to be covert, whatever. But in reality, we know that's not true. They're just walking up to families and ripping them apart like slave catchers. So they're saying like, oh, by posting an activity tip line for when our fucking mass goons come up to your neighbors' houses, where in reality you're blowing months of covert police work. But they're not even doing that. They're just roaming on the street and saying like, hey, where are you born? What the fuck?
The Department of Homeland Security has asked for people's address, their email address, their phone number, their IP information.
Damn, their IP information. That's literally like, where the fuck are you posting from? Damn, I need to get a VPN bad, yo. Address, email address, phone number. I mean, anything, bro. The internet's forever. Like, I'm young. Like, I was born in 1999, right? So I'm old enough / young enough to know when my parents would say, don't post anything on the internet because that shit is forever. And people kind of convince themselves of the opposite, but it's true. Like, anything you post online, anything you search online is findable. And if the right person wants it, they can take it. Nothing is private. Anything you Google, everything, anything, all of it can be tied to you. It's crazy.
Identifying information. The companies say they try to alert people if their data has been requested by the government. The alerts that they
until they don't, you know what I mean? Until Trump puts the fucking grips on them and they say, hey, if you give them a warning that we're looking through their shit, then we're going to make sure that your merger doesn't go through. Then I bet you they won't do that. You feel me? And then when all this is said and done, they're going to be like, we had no other choice. Man, like, these companies are amoral. They don't give a fuck.
will often say that people have 10 to 14 days to challenge the administrative subpoena in court. Those alerts aren't being handed out consistently or always reaching people in time. In some of the interviews we did, we discovered that people had those alerts sent to their spam folders. In this particular case, a lawyer from the ACLU filed a motion to stop the subpoena in court. Before a judge could issue a ruling, the Department of Homeland Security withdrew that subpoena. The tech companies we reached out to, including Meta, Google, and Reddit, all declined to comment.
Yo, remember when Google's mission statement was don't be evil or some shit? Well, now it's turning over your information to the shadow state is fine. Because we need it for our AI model or whatever. And Reddit's my favorite social media, right? Because there's no getting famous on Reddit. If you have something worthwhile to say, you say it and you get no glory for it. It's just a platform to discuss and just be yourself. Meta is obviously the 1984 style harbinger of our doom and shit. Instagram isn't even fun anymore. I just post on there now just because I know people are on there. I prefer TikTok, but that's owned by the government now pretty much. There's really no utopian future for technology. It's only going to get worse. The more powerful we get with technology, the more useful it's gonna be to fucking taking our freedoms away, honestly.
She ain't born, she was born, then she born.
This is important if you are an American who has criticized ICE on social media.
That would be me. In fact, it's paying my rent right now. Damn. Bro, I'm first on the shopping log, bro.
Because the federal government is asking big tech to identify Americans who criticize ICE on social media.
You better be scared too, brown beard man. Look at you. I'll see you in the camp, my boy.
To the New York Times, the Department of Homeland Security has sent hundreds of requests to these social media platforms to release information on many different people. Those requests went to everyone from Google to Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram.
I mean, as of right now, it sounds like they still have pretty targeted groups that they're attacking. I think they're just trying to swing for the lowest hanging fruit first, the giant accounts that are actually really disruptive, just because they're so popular, so they'll probably just start with that. And then pretty soon, maybe a year in, if this goes unchecked, then eventually they'll be okay, well now anybody that fucking talks shit about us, you need to write into your policy that you're going to TOS them or you're going to just quietly give over the information. I can easily see it going in that direction also.
And on other platforms such as Reddit and Discord. Discord's important to know because starting in March, you need to actually upload a copy of your ID.
That's so fucked. That's fucked. I hate that. I don't want to turn in my ID. I don't want everything that I search on the internet to be tied to my name. You know what I mean? And it's not just gooner shit, right? Because, like, the gooner shit is fine. Like, I really don't care if the world knows what porn I watch, to be real. It's pretty normal. Just putting that out there. But it's like, it's more just like my individual thoughts. It's like if I have like a disruptive thought about the government and I Google, you know, or I just Google certain ideas that fall out of favor, right? Like maybe like atheism, veganism, like, you know, just various philosophies that I personally have that I want to explore ideas about, or maybe philosophies that I don't even have like an affinity to. Like maybe I want to like read some, maybe I want to read Mein Kampf just so I have a better understanding of World War II or some shit, right? And I don't want that being tied to me. Like, you feel me? Like, and we already live in a surveillance state. It already can be tied to you, but at least before, like, you need to commit some crime, or like they need to have like really solid evidence that you were in the process of committing some crime. But now it's just like you just need to criticize the government or just criticize the Gestapo. Like, it's like, what the fuck? What the hell? It's ridiculous.
See quote-unquote restricted content in which, yes, looking at violent videos is under that. In the subpoenas that DHS has sent to these companies, they're looking for names, emails, phone numbers, and data location for anyone who is unnamed on social media. AKA, these companies are being asked to unmask who these users are, even though they don't want to be known on social media.
God damn. That sucks. So that also means that it's like people like me that are just, I mean, and look, I know the government's not out to get me yet, but like people that put their faces out there when they're criticizing the government are just so much more on the chopping block because it's way easier to identify us that way. And damn, like these facial recognizers are just getting too good. I mean, your phone can recognize you. There's a million people that look like me, but the phone will only open for me. You think they can't use that to fucking find out where I sleep at? You know, to come rock my shit? Of course they could. Of course they could, bro.
One of the key issues here is that these are administrative subpoenas, not warrants, which means that a judge does not need to sign off on them before they're being issued to these companies. And while some companies have complied and given this information, other companies are giving warnings to their users saying, hey, you need to do this, this, and this about this subpoena. DHS argues that they need this information because they need to be able to protect their ICE agents in the field, and some of these accounts are putting information out there. But where do you sit in all of this? Let me know in the comment section.
I mean, I think it's kind of bullshit. Like, oh, the ICE agents are in danger. First of all, they're the ones bringing the danger. So, like, I personally don't have, like, any moral qualms with them feeling in danger themselves, honestly. So, that's just how I feel. But, like, on a more practical level, it's like no one's even targeting these people. They think they're dangerous. People are scared of them, you know? Like, the ICE agents lie about being ICE agents because they don't want to be excommunicated socially. They still want to get pussy. Like, you know? Like, no one fucks with ICE agents. Except for psychos, you know? I don't know. It's getting out of hand. Like, technology was a mistake. ICE was a mistake. That's it.
She ain't born, she was born, then she born.